A good, compelling YouTube video title will make or break the success of your video. But how to write a YouTube video title that gets the views? What is the format of a viral video title? What triggers people to click on the video? How long should a YouTube video title be? And how to never run out of video title ideas. So stick around to the end because this will be worth your time. I'm so happy that you're here. If you're new, my name is Dexter Clark from the Netherlands, and with this YouTube channel and my website socialvideoplaza.com I help YouTube creators grow their YouTube channel to get more views and more subscribers. So if you're into that too, you should definitely subscribe and hit the bell. Some guidelines for a good YouTube video title. First of all, it communicates the content of the video. It answers the question, what is this video actually about? Luckily on YouTube you don't only have the YouTube video title but also the YouTube thumbnail. A viewer must know exactly what he or she is getting into to determine if they want to watch the video. This will increase your watch time and your average view duration on your video. And watch time and average view duration are one of the most important ranking factors on YouTube. Clickbait will get you nowhere because YouTube will bury the video immediately. The other day I was researching an upcoming video for this YouTube channel and I typed in YouTube search something along the lines of how to start a YouTube video. The search algorithm came up with a video that said 25 YouTube video ideas for new YouTubers. Intros are not free. I don't know what this video is about. Is it about YouTube video ideas? Or is it about ideas for YouTube intros? But what does free intros are not free mean? I have no idea. I had to click on the video to figure out what this video was about. It turns out it is about YouTube video ideas, and she sells her skill as a creator to make video intros for people. The problem is that this video doesn't relate to my YouTube search term. So you see that the creator didn't only manage to confuse me as a viewer, but also managed to confuse the YouTube algorithm. You don't want that. Search keywords in the title. If you make informational content like how-tos, for example, how to feed your dog, for example, you want to be found in YouTube and Google search, so put your keywords, your main target keywords in your video title. The words you use in your YouTube video title is one of the most important things that the YouTube algorithm looks at to determine the topic of your video. In that regard, the YouTube video title is even more important than the YouTube thumbnail and the YouTube video description. Focus on long-tail keywords, especially if you are a small channel. Focus on long-tail keywords because in a small niche is less competition. If you want to get ideas for long-tail keywords, use Google search or YouTube search. For example, when I type in YouTube search DJing for beginners, then you will see it gives me a whole lot of suggestions. Those are long tail keywords or longer tail keywords. For example, DJing for beginners hip hop, DJing for beginners on a laptop, for example, without equipment. Then I can see when I type in, click on the spacebar over here and I type in space, I can see if there are more suggestions over here. And in this case, there aren't. Then mix and match. Mash up different target keywords to make a human readable YouTube video title. For example, my video about audio interfaces is a concatenation of two search terms. Top 5 audio interfaces and best audio interface. You see that both best audio interface is in there and top 5 audio interface. And to add even more, a long tail video title for music production 2020. Video audio interface for music production. It's over here. So mold multiple target keywords into one amazing video title. And yes, that takes a while. It is a little bit of a puzzle, but in this case it all went very well. This video will get about 900 views in 48 hours. You have two opportunities to tell what your video is about, the title and the thumbnail. The two complement each other, so don't repeat the text of your title in your thumbnail. The strongest thumbnails have some words, a couple of words, or not even text at all in them. If you struggle to get your message across in your title, you can use your thumbnail as an extension for that. My advice would be use all your target keywords in your title and your triggers and your additional explanations in your thumbnails. I will come back to triggers in a minute. For example, I've here my video about sound cards, and the title states best audio interfaces for music production. Those are my search keywords, but there is a trigger in the thumbnail. The thumbnail doesn't repeat the title. The thumbnail says, I ask 15,000 producers. And also here, the 1 through 5 explains to the user that this is a top 5. And you see also here the 5 sound cards. A good video title is short and conveys a clear message. The problem with long video titles is that they look messy, clickbaity and spammy. And the problem is that they get truncated very quickly on mobile and viewers can't see what your video is actually about. For this video I've looked at 107 YouTube video titles, and I noticed that a lot of YouTube creators tend to stuff a lot of keywords in the title, and it gets so incredibly annoying after a while when title after title after title gets truncated. And I get that you want to add your keywords, especially do that, but make a killer headline with just one of your keyword phrases, or maybe two, just as I showed you earlier. Then your most second important keyword phrase, do that in the first 2 lines of your video description. Then your third and the rest of your keywords, do that below those first 2 lines in your video description. If you'd like to dive deeper into the most underutilized SEO tactic on YouTube, then check out my video about video descriptions. The link is in the description below. But how long can a YouTube video title be before it gets truncated? Well, I've researched those 107 video titles for that purpose alone, and I noticed that below 50 characters you're generally safe, 45 if you want to play it safe, and video titles above 60 characters always be truncated. In my video about video title length, I will go over the different parts of YouTube, so YouTube search, home, channel pages, etc. And I'll tell you exactly on which part of YouTube, how long YouTube video titles can be before they get truncated. The link is in the description. Try to find out what your target audience and your niche triggers. To be honest, how-tos and the best are getting a little bit old, but secrets and myths work their magic very well. When you search for a certain topic on YouTube, you will see that there are 10 videos with about the same titles because everyone targets the same target keywords. But why should viewers click on your video? Your trigger may help you with that. In other words, give viewers a reason to click on your video. Do you remember the example that I gave you about the audio interfaces? The trigger was not in the title because the title contained the target search keywords. The trigger was in the thumbnail. I said I asked 15,000 producers. This triggers only music producers, but not, for example, people in construction. Some of these triggers are, well, I mentioned it, secrets, myths, what they don't tell you, what X doesn't tell you. Nobody talks about the definitive
Okay, and this is where it gets a little bit boring, so let's skip it for now. I'll put all the triggers in the video description. Yeah, we know. Let's go to the next section in 3, 1, 2.
Various studies show that working with numbers in titles works very well. For the sake of readability, don't spell out the whole number, but use the digits instead. If you use numbers, be exact. So instead of saying 1000 or 2000, say 2044, for example. This makes it instantly more believable than 2000. Numbers can be triggers too. For example, how to cook your pasta in 11 minutes, how to sell your car in 11 steps, and 11 ways to destroy your ex's life. In a previous video, I talked about the free tool, the video title generator. This tool makes click-worthy video titles for your YouTube videos. In that video, I show you how to use the tool. The link to that video is in the description below, but if you want to check out the tool directly, the direct link is also in the description. Using titles in all caps. Be very careful with that. YouTube internal studies show that people seem to think that you shout at them when you use all caps. What you could use all caps for is to emphasize certain parts of your title. For example, in The Best Rowing Machine, the definitive guide, you could do definitive guide in all caps. Communicate a result. When you do this, you will get that, or only you will get that. For example, how to get 1 million subscribers in 28 days. Notice that this was an achievable result. I used numbers, specific numbers, 28 days. It invokes curiosity and it's clear and concise and short. Something that I found very useful is hoarding YouTube video titles and YouTube video thumbnails. I have a dedicated directory on my computer in which I have screenshots of good YouTube video ideas. This way, if I need some inspiration for a title or a thumbnail, I go and dive into that directory, so I'll never run out of ideas. If you're interested, you can download part of my hoarding efforts for free from my website. I will put a link in the description below. To improve the performance of your existing videos, rewrite titles. Go over your worst performing videos and see if you can change the title to something that sticks more with your audience. If not, yeah, change the title back. If yes, then that's a win. Some examples of not so good titles, and let's improve them.
I found a title on YouTube. Chef Rudolf Hansen shows you how to make a classic Austrian dessert, Sachertorte. Of course, I replaced the names of the chef and the dish. This was truncated on mobile to Chef Rudolf Hansen shows you how to make ... Such a waste. The most important keywords Austrian dessert and Sachertorte are truncated. I would say name the chef in the first sentence of the video description or the thumbnail. Then we have some more room left for triggers and to communicate what this video is about. I came up with make delicious Austrian Sachertorte dessert, 44 characters. I would still add an extra trigger in the thumbnail. For example, easy to make at home, done within 90 minutes, or name the chef if he's famous. Another example. The title reads Milan and Lake Como. Okay, it's short, but what about Milan and Lake Como? It's a travel video, so I made this out of the title. The Undiscovered Treasures of Milan and Lake Como, 49 characters.
Your video title is super important for SEO, but what I don't get is that most YouTube creators don't use the second most important SEO technique for YouTube videos, using your video description properly. In this video right here, I'll tell you exactly how to do that. If you'd like to see more videos like this, then subscribe and hit the bell.